Good afternoon slash evening slash morning, however you guys want to put it. How are you guys doing today? It has been a couple weeks. Yes, it's been a couple weeks, and I know you know how it is, guys. It's been rough. Had a lot of stuff going on, and you know how stuff goes, guys. I am going to try. I always say I'm going to try, but I'm really going to try to get back more. I think if I actually set a schedule, I'll actually be able to. If I'm able to set a schedule, I'll be able to actually hold myself to that. Because that means people will expect me, like, hey, you said you're going to be here at X time, at X day at Y time. Why aren't you here? They're like, okay, I actually have a schedule I set for myself. So now I should be here. Well, today, though, as you can see, I happened to notice, I didn't even notice it was out today, the remaster for Fate's Stay Night, which is one of my favorite, like Fate being one of my favorite anime series in general. And also, I played the visual novel once, all the way back in like the early 2010s, so it's been about a good. When did the original Fate's Stay Night come out? Because I played it with a fan translation too. Original Fate visual novel. It came out in 2004, so okay. I thought so. Because I remember playing it around like 2010, 2011. Because it was one of my first visual novel. It was one of my first visual novels but I don't think I ever finished it. I don't think I ever finished it. So yeah. But today that changes. I want to try and play it as much as I can, and we're gonna play every route. We're gonna play every route because I've seen the anime, and if you've seen the anime, you've seen the movie, you kind of already know where it goes. The only because at least they never did the saber route in the not the visual novel, in the anime. They never adapted the saber route, so I don't know what that route is. I know the Unlimited Blade Works and the Heaven's Feel routes because you have the anime, Unlimited Blade Works, and you have the Heaven's Feel movies, which, for me personally, I think Heaven's Feel is the best. I mean, I love Unlimited Blade Works, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love that route, but I don't know why. Heaven's Feel, it hits me in the feels, you know? Alright, so well, it took me a little bit to get the game working with OBS, so that's why I'm like a little behind, but I wanted to start around this time anywhere, around 8 o'clock. So, yeah. So, I will be, the way this will work is I will be reading majority. I won't be reading obviously I'm not going to read the voice parts, because I know there are some voiceovers here and there. But I will be doing the majority of the reading, obviously. So I have a bottle of water right next to me, because I just spent all day talking anyway. So, I got a bottle of water right next to me. If I end up going through it, I'm probably going to go get another one from the other room. So, I hope you guys are doing alright, and without further ado, let me kill this. Let me kill the BGM. We will kill that. Okie dokie. Alright, and resume from the suspended prologue scene. We're going to go with no, so we're just going to go from the very, very beginning. God damn it. Why is this not working now? Okay. Oh, okay. Now you're really going to do this now. Alright, come on. It's really going to be like that. Alright, properties. Capture method. Alright. Let me see if I can do game capture. And turn off window capture. This is where Val's Grand Order money went. Absolutely. Okay, let's see if this will. Okay, let's see if this will work. All right, cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, Val. Yep. Val's grand order money all went into just particularly into funding the remaster. The guy has like fucking six instances of FGO running at once. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this because I'm super excited to finally be playing the visual novel again. Also, I get to use the visual novel as content too, so it makes it even better. Okay. All right. The tip of the sword was like a flash of lightning, a spearhead thrust to skewer the heart. Let me turn the volume up a bit, just a little bit. Okay. Even attempting to evade it was pointless. It was but a flash, too swift for the human eye to follow. And yet, moonlight swept in to save me from the strike that threatened to end me. Should I make myself bigger? Nah, I think I'm a good enough size. The sound was beautiful, like the tolling of a bell. No, truth be told, the sound hung over me, heavier than an iron weight. This beauty had little to do with aesthetics. The stark armor wrapped about her was like the frozen night itself. I'm gonna fucking fuck this reading up, aren't I? The ringing was not in itself pleasant. It was the sound of steel, but the night herself was beautiful enough to make it into the chiming of a bell. Her voice resonated in the darkness. See, if there's voiceovers, I will not read it. Alright, just let me know if the game's like too loud on your guys' end. Just as she chose to serve me, I'm sure in that moment that I swore to save her. The moonlight cut through the darkness. As if in imitation of the night, the storehouse regained its former calm. Time had stopped. The vision before me had lasted less than a second. Be that as it may, I will always remember the sight of her, as clearly as if it were still happening now, even if I fall into the depths of hell. The faint slant of her profile, her serene, divinely green eyes. For a moment, time stopped, and her silhouette draped in blue swayed in the wind. I was struck by the pale blue glow. Her hair, as fine as golden thread, was bathed in moonlight. I should do more visual novels often. I like this. Fate. I still have the other visual novel I need to actually continue. This happened 10 years ago. So if you've never seen Fate or don't know the story of it, I won't spoil it for you. Because, like I said, I've seen the anime a bunch. But like I said, if you don't know, I highly encourage you to watch this. It is amazing. It's a wonderful story. So, yeah. Also, I am starting to record my VODs again. So I will be putting each of the VODs on my YouTube channel. You can find that in the link. And so you can keep up to date on the visual novel as we do this. I'll probably be doing the visual novel reading like once or twice a week. I might shoot for twice a week to give myself some extra content cushion here and there, because I have another visual novel I do want to keep doing. So I want to finish. I'm going to do Fate first, and then we're going to do the Witch on the Holy Night. We're going to continue that. I might restart that one so I can actually record it and put a VOD up on it for it as well. Okay, so let's continue. I will take some time out to kind of like talk with you guys a bit about it. I see someone who takes me back. He's tall with chiseled features. I've never known him to crack a joke. He ruffles my hair affectionately. No, that's not what this is. It's more like he's grasping my head and working it like a stubborn jar lid. Maybe he doesn't know how to control his strength. That's only to be expected. It's the first time he's ever done something like this. It's time for me to leave. You know what to do next. I answered yes in a somber voice. He nodded once, withdrew his hand, and stood up. That's all. Had I known this would be the last time we would ever see each other, I would have done my best to make him laugh with a perfect joke. I've been practicing punchlines in private, in hopes of finally see him crack a smile. A smile cracked that stony face. God, this is gonna be rough. It's gonna be fucking rough. If I have one regret, it's that I never got to tell him any of my jokes. Get the association in your debt before you become an adult. Any decisions after that, I leave up to you. I'm sure you'll manage on your own. So he said, but he was worried about me. He told me about our family's heirloom jewels, the gems passed down to us from our Grand Master, and how to manage the underground workshop. It was a rapid-fire course of subjects he never taught me before. Even as a child, I realized that he would probably never come home again. There was a war. Not a war between countries, but between people. But in this war, there were only 7 combatants. It may not have been seemed fitting to call it a war, but having mages involved changes things. 7 mages from different factions competed, but I wasn't sure why. They killed each other using methods I didn't really understand. One of them was the man in front of me. It meant that he would kill if it meant that he would kill and eventually be killed. I'm sure he felt the ticking of his life's clock even more keenly than I did. Rin, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Tosakas to obtain it, but above all, it is a path we are destined to walk as mages. And with that, he ruffled my hair one last time and left. I never saw him again. My father/teacher was one of the masters who participated in the Holy Grail War. He never came home. Safe travels, father. I bid him farewell, as a well-behaved daughter should. I don't know if I'm going to do, like, voices for them. I might. It's gonna. I don't know if I should or not. It's going to sound bad. If it sounds funny, I'll do it. I knew I was on the verge of tears, but I didn't let them show. I loved him. He was a great father and an even greater mage. Mages are stubborn people. As far as I knew, there wasn't... Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know, whenever I read, I yawn whenever I read. I don't know why. Or whenever I just talk for a while. As far as I knew, there wasn't a more upstanding man in the whole world. As my instructor, he trained me. As my father, he loved me. So I decided I'd accept the things he left for me and choose my own path. Rin, before long the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Tosakas to obtain it, but above all, it is a path we are destined to walk as mages. In the end, his final words for me were given as a mage, not a father. That's the moment I made up my mind. It's only natural for an apprentice to live up to a master's hopes. That's how I, Rin Tosaka, grew up after experiencing life's twists and turns. It's been 10 years since my father went off to war. I wouldn't say I've been looking forward to this day, but I am a bit on edge. That goes without saying, after all. That moment, which was burned into my memory 10 years ago, will soon be upon me again. Okay. 131. Okay, so I assume that's January 31st. Yep, January 31st. Ring, ring. I hear something. Ring, ring. Ring, ring. The noise doesn't stop. It's such an infernal racket. It's almost as if it's here to avenge my father. I don't know, like... Let me know if the game is too loud. I wish it had just let me sleep a bit more. In fact, it should. I stayed up into the early hours deciphering my father's will, and used a hell of a lot of magical energy to do it. I'm totally exhausted, body and mind. Ring, 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 ring. The alarm clock is deaf to my complaints. What kind of machine makes a noise that seems like its sole purpose is to remind you that you're late? True, but there's a time and place for everything. No matter how much of an overachiever I am, I should try to make it to school on time, at least for today. If only slightly. Doesn't that sound off? I peer at the alarm clock through sleep-heavy eyelids. The hands point to 7 o'clock on the dot. I usually get up at 6:30, which means I've completely used up my safety margin. Speaking of which, why is my brain so slow in the morning? I glare at the alarm clock for several seconds. I shut off the alarm and climb sluggishly out of bed. Fuck. Damn. Now I have the ringing in my ears. The morning chill bites at me as I cross the hallway and enter the parlor. This is the final 7 a.m. in January. Winters in Fuyuki are relatively warm, but the mornings here are cold as anywhere. Even at home, my breath mists white. It's that much colder without anyone else living here. I turn on the heater and go wash up. Single living is so inconvenient at times like these. If there was someone else here to wake up before me, then the parlor would already be heated. Well, skill issue. Skill issue, baby! I wash my face at the sink. I run a brush through my long hair and get dressed. A chilly morning in a frigid bathroom. The only thing to be said for it is that the cold weather mercilessly beats the sleepiness from me. I feel that! With a final tug on the ribbon at my collar, I finish getting dressed. All that's left is to have breakfast and go to school. The clock reads just past 7, so my morning rush feels a bit anticlimactic. Of course, I'd never do anything so uncouth as sprinting to school. The Tosaka family motto dictates that we conduct ourselves with confidence and elegance at all times. My ancestors must have been some high and mighty aristocrats if that's what we've taught through the generations. The anachronistic mansion I live in is proof enough of that. Plus, the Tosakas are a line of spell weavers who practice what is known as magecraft. We're not just an old family, we have an admirably storied history. Oh, oops. Oh, okay, that's the... okay. Okay. Alright, hold on. Okay, windowed is gonna be much easier. I think window's gonna be a lot. Yeah, window's gonna be a lot easier. Volume mix. No, just normal will be fine. Display resolution. No, I didn't want to do that. Sorry, I'm just fucking around with shit. Alright, cool. Oh, we actually have a flowchart here too. That's perfect. Alright. In fact, I literally can't talk about it. The truth is, I am a mage. Who could I even brag about that to? As the name suggests, magecraft is what most normal people would see as magic. It sounds like some supernatural woo-woo, and if you'd like to think of it as just wiggling your fingers and saying abracadabra, that's fine too. Just think of us as people who chant weird words and make equally weird stuff happen. That said, we don't fly around on broomsticks. We don't shoot stars out of our wands either. We can do things kind of like that, but there's no point, so we don't. We're pretty much heretics who lurk in the shadows of society. We're not allowed to draw attention to ourselves, and anyone who has the time for that kind of thing would rather spend it on their research. Ordinary humans might call us magicians, but that would be wrong. In fact, there are only 5 magicians in the whole world. Magicians are what we call people who can do something no one else can. They can accomplish feats beyond the means of modern science and perform genuine miracles. Similarly, magic is what we use for mystics. Is a label we use for mystics. Magical mysteries that can't be realized without any amount of time or skill. While magecraft, though it looks mysterious, is something anyone can do with enough time and resources. I'm a mage, and the kind of mystics I use are merely magecraft, not true magic. Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. Also, modern civilization doesn't accept the existence of mages. We believe in, manipulate, and study things that can't be measured, which puts us at odds with modern society. Above all, there's no point to any of what we do. You'd be so much happier just going off to a normal school and becoming a normal adult than you would have studying magecraft. Human technology has accomplished great things. For the last few centuries, magecraft has been playing catch-up to the progress of civilization. Nothing is impossible for humanity anymore. Miracles that could only be realized with magecraft in the distant past have been reduced to common tools and appliances. Even so, magecraft does have its benefits. Just as there are some things only science can accomplish, there remain heights only mystics can reach. If science is racing into the future, then mages are racing into the past. I think the Tosaka Grandmaster said that. Whether you're heading into the past or the future, your destination is the same. 0. Or something like that. We can shelve the difficult topics for now. Philosophy is for the elderly. Let me drink some fucking water, goddammit. Oh man. I finished my breakfast and pick up my bag. I'm reluctant to take something so valuable to school, but it would be a waste to leave it behind. One could even say it is on an entirely different level. I obtained the gem after decoding my father's will last night. It's imbued with 10 years worth of my own magical energy. I've been told that the Tosaka family has heirloom jewels passed down since the olden days. This might be one of them. Tosaka mages specialize at the conversion and flow of power. We channel our magical energy into precious gems whenever we have a spare moment. Simply put, I'm the gun and the jewels are bullets. The other main thing I've inherited from my father is the magic crest, engraved into my left arm. A magic crest is proof of the heir to our lineage. It's all like the techniques of the Tosaka condensed into a tattoo. For now, I stow my pendant, my father's keepsake, in a pocket. It's 7:30. I'd better leave soon if I don't want to be late for school. That is German. I weave energy into a brief foreign phase. As a mage, I can't neglect the security of my home base. That still applies even if I've never so much as a single burglar, lost child, or stray cat wander into my home. Actually, I don't think the neighbors have ever even come over to say hello. I look up at the mansion that's been my home for over a decade. Fuyuki is a strange city. One side of the intersection dividing the residential areas is filled with old samurai estates, while the side I'm on has an abundance of mansions built in European style. Apparently, a whole bunch of foreign families immigrated here long ago, but I've never seen a single foreigner around. There's even a cemetery for foreigners in Shinto, a new part of the city, across the river, but it was built for the generation that immigrated here. I make a mental note to ask the priest about it next time I visit the church. He's nothing if not full of boring trivia for sure. Something feels off as soon as I step outside. Uh-oh. There's no trace of the typical morning bustle. At 7:30 in the morning, there would normally be students and workers on their daily commute.
まあこういう日もあるか。
I feel that, Rin. It's just one of them days. Maybe everyone slept in. It's unusually cold today, so everyone must be snuggled up in bed.
けどさすがに
Even if that were true, it's strange that there isn't a single student on the street. At this time of day, you'd expect at least a school uniform or two. And yet, from where I'm standing at the school gate, it looks like morning club activities are just starting up. Which can only mean...
あれ遠坂今朝は一段と早いのね。
やっぱりそうきたか。
With a light sigh, I turned to face a student who called out to me.
おはよう。今日も寒いね、こりゃ。
A girl who addresses me so casually is Ayako Mitsuzuri. She's my classmate in 2A, and she has quite a history.
おはよう三辻さん。つかぬことを聞くけど、今何時だかわかる？
何時って7時前じゃない。遠坂寝ぼけてる。
She got so early. She waves her hand in front of my face as if to ask if anybody's home. Ayako is one of my few friends, and she knows I'm not a morning person. She's probably figured out by now that I'm still not completely with it.
うちの時計1時間早かったみたい。しかも軒並み。目覚まし時計はおろか、柱時計まできっかり早まってた。
Let me see if I config. Yeah, let me so it so the voices are a bit better. So the voices are a bit more amplified. What's going on here? Father must have set the clocks to go haywire once I took the pendant out of the underground cellar.
遠坂
気にしないで。別に大したことじゃないから。それより三辻さんは今日も朝練？
ええ。弓道部は問題児も多いし、うまいのが一人減ったからね。4月の新入生獲得のために少しぐらいは見栄えを良くしとかないと。
そう。気苦労が絶えないのね、相変わらず。
I like the music.
他人事だからって言ってくれるわ。あ、ついでだから見ていく？遠坂が見学する分には男どもも喜ぶけど。
Oh.
弓道部。
The Kudo Club. I'm acquainted with 3 of its members. One is Ayako, the girl I'm talking to now. I barely ever speak to the other 2. Of those latter 2, there's one that I actually can't explain away as simply an acquaintance. I became friends with Ayako, the club captain, because I've been watching the club from afar.
そうね。様子を見るだけなら付き合うわ。早く来すぎたからやることもないし。
God, these motorcycles.
よし、じゃあ善は急げ。早速行こう。
These damn motorcycles, bro. Get on my damn nerves. One of our school's trademark is its well-equipped archery range. The chair of the school board has a passion for Kyudo, traditional Japanese archery, so they built a magnificent range on campus. It's kind of a waste for a high school club, to be honest.
ほらほら、まだ開始まで時間があるし、中でお茶しようぜ、遠坂。
Ayako tugs on my arm, looking somewhat pleased. If I'm being honest, her brusque way I'm saying that's a brusque way of speaking is a bad habit. As Ayako said, there's no one else at the range. We sip Japanese tea that's so hot it numbs my tongue as we prepare ahead for today's classes. The hot drink is delicious in the quiet wintry archery range.
さて、単刀直入に聞くけど、そっちの調子はどうなのよ、遠坂。いい加減頼りになる相棒は見つかった？
And she used the occasion to ask me something completely ridiculous.
ほんと、いきなり本題に入るのね、あなたは。その言いぶりだと、そっちはもう見つけたんだ。
ノーコメント。遠坂が手を沸かすまではこっちも秘密さ。で、どうなのよ。その疲れた顔を見ると脈ありって感じだけど。
こっちもノーコメント。って、 あなたに隠してもどうせ見抜かれるか。残念ながらこっちはまだよ。綾子の方はお互いのんびりしてる余裕はないはずだけど。
そうなんだけど、私も雲行きは怪しいわ。とりあえず取り繕うことはできるけど、ことがことでしょ。この先の命運がかかってるんだから妥協。
Oh, I didn't mean to skip that.
勝手に決めて私に負けるのも嫌？
Yeah, probably.
もちろん。
もちろんで
私にと
す。
って重要なのはあんたを任すことだもの。何が手に入るとか何を手に入れるとかは二の次よ。
She chuckles confidently.
似た者同士ね、私たち。
ええ、初めて会った時に言ったでしょ。あんたとはそういう関係にあるんだって。
I'll have to after the visual novel's done. I may rewatch the anime to kind of compare and contrast. Like I'll watch Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel. She did, didn't she? Kill or be killed. I'm sure that's how it'll be between the two of us. I was genuinely surprised to have someone say that right off the bat. Translation: our friendship won't bloom unless we're constantly trading blows, is what Ayako was getting at. I agree with her. In the 2 years since then, I still haven't figured out whether she's my friend or my nemesis.
ところでさ、私たちなんでこんな話してるんだっけ？
なんでって言い出したのは遠坂でしょ。あんたがいつまでも彼氏がいないのは女としてどうよなんてこぼすもんだから。なら3年になる前にどっちが先に男作るかって勝負になったんじゃない。
ああ、そうだった。売り言葉に買い言葉ってやつだった。で、遅れをとっ
I did not mean to skip that. I'm a
今時
fucking
子供で
moron.
も交わさない約束だけど、あんたと私に限って往生際が悪いってことはないでしょ。どんな結果になろうと負けた方はおとなしく勝者に従うことになる。それを思うと私は今から楽しみで楽しみで。
Ayako snickers in delight. My goodness. Ayako Mitsuzuri is, to put it mildly, a handful. I'll admit, I'm looking forward to winning myself, so that goes for us both.
そう。けど三辻さん、楽しむのは結構だけど、目的をたがえないよう気をつけなさい。勝負の内容は後先だけじゃないでしょ。
わかってるって。遠坂より早く遠坂が心底羨ましがるような関係にならないと完全勝利とは言えないからね。ま、私たちにとってはそれが一番厄介な問題なんだが、どんなにいい男だろうと好きになれなきゃ意味がない。
Yeah, it makes sense. Ayako's sigh is heavy. From what I've heard, she's known as a bit of a misandrist. Jesus Christ, what? What? She's a what? She's a misandrist, what the fuck? Can't put too much stock in gossip, though. That she made this bet at all means less that she just doesn't like boys and more that she hasn't found the right person. Yeah, that makes sense.
ちょっと
That aside,
私たちって何よ、私たちって。断っておきますけど、私はそっちと違って冷血感じゃありません。男の子を好きになるなんて問題でも何でもないわ。
ああ、それ嘘。もしくは気づいていないだけ。遠坂が男を気にかけるなんてことは絶対ないもの。今まで数えきれないぐらい告白されたくせに一つも色良い返事してないじゃない。少しでも興味があるなら付き合おうって思うでしょ。
damn.
なのに断り続けるってことは
Yeah,
あんたは男に興味がないってことよ。
God damn.
発想が貧困ね。その場合、すでに好きな相手がいるから断ってるって話もありじゃない？
おお、すっごい美談。いいね、そういうの。ロマンだな。
Okay. Ayako's tone isn't mocking. She nods solemnly. Her sigh tells me that it would be nice if it were true. I don't believe myself. I really can't hide anything from her.
そうね。私もそう思う。
She's right. I know very well how cold I am.
認めるわ。私、こと恋愛に関しては素人みたい。
そういうこと。似た者同士だって言ったの遠坂でしょ。 もうじき7時か。秘密の話はこの辺にしとこう。いつ人がやってくるかわからないし、朝になったら学生らしく振る舞わないとな。
まあ、三辻さんにもそういう世間体があったなんて意外だわ。ええ、これだけでも早起きした甲斐があったみたい。
あんたほど筋金入ってないけどね。私の世間体なんて遠坂凛に比べたら灯籠の斧ってもんよ。あんたの猫かぶりは機体っていうより別人格のレベルよ。別人格。
Aiko sniffs exaggeratedly. I empty the rest of the teacup she poured me and brew a new pot.
で、遠坂はどうして部活に入らないのよ。運動神経がないなんてざれ言は聞かないからね。私は去年の体力測定でことごとくあんたに負けたのまだ恨んでるんだから。
あら、肺活量では三辻さんに負けたわよ、私。
Oh, that's me. Not wait. Not wait. No, that's so mean.
やったー、重さで3キロ上回った。
That's so fucked up.
って体重で勝っても嬉しくないってのよ、このタヌキ。
That's fucked up. Aiko slaps the table.
危ない。お茶がこぼれるでしょ、三辻さん。首相なんだから道場は大事になさい。
Damn,
う
man.
るさい。私は首相である前に遠坂のライバルだ。
Damn, man. Just knows how to push her buttons. Goddamn.
部員がいなけりゃあんたに食ってかかるのは当然よ。
Ayako side-eyes me with a huff. She has a unique idea about beauty. A beautiful woman must walk the martial path. She's always going on about that. Not surprisingly, she's well versed in most martial arts. Kyudo was the discipline she was least skilled at, so she joined the club and worked her way up to captain. She's probably one of the top 3 people in our school you'd at least want to mess with.
あら、部員がいなければ首相じゃないなんて問題発言じゃないそれ。
問題発言なもんですか。私はお飾りの首相だから、できることって言ったら不良部員を取り締まることだけよ。
God damn.
私以上にしゃがりっぱなやつがいるんだから、首相としての面目なんてないわ。
そうなの？藤村先生、三辻さんは飛び抜けてうまいって言ってたけど。
あの人がそう言うんなら、そりゃ少しは自信が持てるけど、まあ、いなくなっちまったやつのことなんて考えても仕方ないか。そうね。藤村先生がそう言ってくれたんなら、真面目に首相やんないとまずいか。
そうそう。噂をすれば影。
Yeah.
そろそろ部員がやってくる頃でしょ。私はおいとまするけど、三辻さんはきちんと首相になりなさい。
何？見ていかないの？シャ。
No.
見てもわからないもの。遠くから眺める分にはいいけどね。不心得者が道場にいるわけにはいかないでしょ。
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Just as I get up to leave, the first club members begin entering the archery range.
おはようございます、首相。
ああ、おはようマト。今朝は一人？
Hey, it's Mato.
力になれず申し訳ありません。
There is no way you're gonna convince that man to come back.
ああ、いいっていいって。本人が弓をやらないって言うんなら無理をさせても仕方がない。
Ayako speaks to the first club member to
そ
arrive.
れじゃあ失礼するわ。また後でね、三辻さん。
ああ、また後でね、遠坂。
お疲れ様です、遠坂先輩。ありがとう。さくらもしっかりね。
This makes me want to watch the fucking Heavens Feel now. God damn it. I leave the dojo behind so as to not get in the way.
やあ、遠坂。
Oh, this
おは
fucker.
よう。朝から君に会えるなんてついてるな。
Oh no, and here comes the person I least wanted to see. This
おはよう、マト君。
this fucking guy. I hate this fucking guy so much. Fuck you. Just already fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
当たり前だろ。首相なんだから早めに来ないと 1年に示しがつかないじゃないか。
You're captain of the bastards, man. Captain of the dick faces. Bastard. Shinji Mato from class 2C grins at me. He's the vice captain of the Kyudo club and darling of half the girls at school. It's mostly thanks to his looks, of course, but he's also admired for his good grades, social graces, being kind to girls, and being an overall heartthrob, or something like that. He's a fucking asshole is what he is. I really don't follow that kind of stuff. It's just what I hear my classmates say.
そうご機嫌なところ悪いんだけど一文字抜けてるわマトウ君大事な字だから忘れない方がいいと思うけど
一文字抜けてるって。
Fuck you.
幸福の福
Fuck you,
字は
Shinji.
違うけど響きは一緒でしょ副首相さん気をつけなさい別に首相も副首相も変わらないけど変に意識するとこだわってるみたいでしょ
Put him right in his fucking place.
そうだね。
Put him right in his fucking
今後は気を
place.
つける。
お礼を言われるようなことはしてないけどまあマトウ君
Hell
がそう
yeah,
思った
Rin,
なら
let's go.
私には関係ない
Put him in his fucking place. Vice captain, you ain't no captain, bitch. You a step below that. You are bitch. You're riding bitch. Fuck you, Shinji. You guys are gonna understand why
見学に来たんだろ。
I have such seething hatred for this man
遠坂の
at some
大歓迎
point.
だよ。
You will see why I have such seething hatred for him.
遠慮するわ練習の邪魔をしたくないもの
そんなの構わないよ。他の連中が気に障るんなら締め出すからさ。ちょっと寄っていけって。
Man, fuck you, Shinji.
だから邪魔をする気はないって言ってるでしょそれに私別に弓道に興味があるわけじゃないから知らないやつのシャを見ても嬉しくないわ
Yeah.
なんだよ、遠坂。
Bro, she said no. Already. No means no, you bastard.
へえ。だっていうのに、放課後になると遠くから見てたのは、そういうわけかな。
Yes, you're just confused. I don't know what he's playing at, but he seems to have seriously misunderstood
な
things.
んだ知ってたのマトウ君
ああ、よく目があったんだぜ。僕と遠坂。社を終えてさ、
Oh,
斬
get
新の時に限って。
Oh, knock yourself down a
遠坂は
fucking
僕を見て
peg,
いるよ
buddy. Okay, knock yourself down a fucking peg, buddy. You ain't all that. You ain't shit.
声を返したかったけど、一応決まりでね。車上では声を上げちゃいけないんだ。
You can't. You ain't hot shit. Bro, what? You getting close, bro. You getting a little bit too close for comfort. Shinji starts closing in on me, looking pleased with himself. Fuck you! I see the triumphant glint in his eye, competing with that affable smile.
勘違いしてたよ。遠坂は弓が好きなんだと思ってたけど、弓道には興味がないんだろ。
I don't know what happened
な
there.
らなんで、遠坂は道場を見ていた
It
の？
ain't none of your damn business why I'm watching shit. Ah, now I see. It would sound like that, wouldn't it?
離れてくれないかしらマトウ君私あまり人に近寄られるのは好きじゃないし
Yeah, fuck off. Like, back the fuck up, babe. Back the fuck up, dude.
なに？遠坂？
Bro, back the fuck up.
切れたここまで言ってもわからないのね
Gotta hate this guy. Gotta hate him so
趣味じ
much.
ゃないけど仕方ないか簡単にあなたにも理解できるように言ってあげるいいマトウ君私は弓道に興味がない以上にあなたに興味がないって言ってるよ
Hell yeah, baby.
あ
Hell
なたの写真
yeah.
の歌なんて今初めて知ったぐらいだし
That's why Rin is best girl. Put him in his fucking place.
なんだと？
She just said you a bitch. Said you ain't shit. Said you nothing. Said step the fuck back. Said lay down. You better get down, you better lay down. That's what she told your bum ass. I must have touched a nerve because he tries to grab me roughly. I twist out of his reach and turn to leave.
それじゃあねマトウ君自意識過剰なのも結構だけどほどほどにしておいた方がいいわよ
Yeah, get put in your place, bitch.
遠坂、お前。
Shinji sounds like he's about to say something, but he keeps his temper and doesn't chase after me. You better not, bitch. The guy is all style, no substance. All bark and no bite. He a bitch. He a fan. I almost started. I take the rear entrance into campus from the archery range. It's past 7 now, but there still aren't students in the hallways. Hey, Fujimura!
おはようございます、藤村先生。
おはよう、東坂さん。ちゃんと挨拶してくれて、先生は嬉しいよ。
I love Fujimura. She's so adorable. She's so awesome. She's so wholesome. The strange woman pretends to sob in delight. It may be hard to believe, but this extraordinarily affectionate and happy-go-lucky woman is actually a teacher here.
先生、ちゃんと挨拶をする以外にする挨拶があるのでしょうか？
あるわよ。1年生はちゃんと挨拶してくれるんだけどね。上級生になってくると、私の名字で挨拶しないんだから。東坂。
Oops. I didn't mean to skip it.
わかりませんけど、先生に失礼なことはしませんが。
よしよし。ああ、みんながみんな東坂さんみたいだったらいいのにな。
I love Fujimura. She's so adorable. I love her. She's so wholesome. With a parting wave and a see ya, Miss Fujimura leaves. Fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Miss Fujimura only teaches English. Her sunny attitude belies her expert rank in Japanese fencing, kendo. In her student days, they called her the Fuyuki Tiger. That's the mystery, though. You'd think someone known as a tiger would be feared, not adored, right? Miss Fujimura cheerily heads off in the direction of the archery range. For some reason, she's the faculty advisor to the Kyudo Club instead of the Kendo Club. That's for a very particular reason. It's just before 7:30. I can see students doing their club activities on the school grounds, but there's hardly anyone indoors. Except...
Tosaka.
He always blurts out my name like I did something wrong every time he sees me. Oh, this is the,
あら、生徒会長。
yeah, student council president.
こんな朝早くから校舎の見回り？それとも各部室の手入れかしら？どっちでもいいけど相変わらず豆ね、そういうとこ。
そういうお前こそ何を企んでいる。部活動もしていないお前がこんな早くに何の用か。
ただの気まぐれよ。竜斗くんちみたいに早起きじゃないもの、私。
Damn. Why you gotta do my mans like that? Student council president's handsome face darkens with suspicion. He seems to have it out for me. I really don't know why. Maybe me saying temples are so dull pass is what started it. Well, I don't think that's out for you. I think kind of like why you ain't gotta be a bitch about it.
一つ聞いておくが、最近夜遅くまで校舎にいたことはあるか、東坂。
ないわね。私が帰宅部だって知ってるでしょ、竜斗くんは。
当然だ。生徒会長を任された以上、全校生徒の情報は把握している。
そう。なら私に聞くまでもないでしょ。なんだってそんなことを聞くか知らないけど、生徒会の仕事を部外者に押し付けちゃまずいんじゃない？
God, it's such nostalgia right now.
情報収集は一人でやりなさいよ。私みたいな部外者に頼らないで。
たわけ、お前のどこが部外者だ。うちの会計の首根っこ掴んで悪さをしたのを知らぬと思ったが、このめぎつれ。
What the fuck? Why are you being a dick?
あら、人聞きが悪いわね。あれは三辻さんに頼まれて部費の割合を明らかにしただけでしょ。みんなの予算がどこに使われているか調べるなんて生徒として当然の行為だと思うけど。
Damn, Rin, being a man of the people, let's go.
なんと
Woman of the people, let's fucking go, baby.
1週間休ませた精神的ダメージが当然の行為なのか。とんでもない倫理観をお持ちのようだな、相変わらず。
I mean, hey, don't misappropriate funds,
部
bitch.
下の手綱ぐらいちゃんと握ってなさい。
You shouldn't be misappropriating your funds then, buddy. I mean, it ain't that hard. Don't be a dick.
文化系ばかりひいきするのはフェアじゃないわ。
わかってい
It
る。
ain't that hard, man.
だからこそ俺の手で不正を正したかったのだが。
Hey. It's fixed, Issei. Just then, an unexpected visitor makes his presence known.
と悪い。
Oh, so am I going to be doing Emiya's voice? Am I going to be doing Emiya's
任せっきりに
voice?
してしまった。許せ。
Don't worry about it. Where's the next one? We don't have much time.
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を全うされた。
If it's completely broken, I can't fix it. It'd be easier to buy a new one.
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。
Okay, I'll try. Okay, I may try and come up with a voice for Emiya. I mean, it's a pretty basic voice, so it may just be my regular voice. I mean, well, we'll see. I could do Jeffrey from Class of 09. I could do Jeffrey from Class of 09. Oh, I'll try. That's Stitch. God, I'll try. I can't do that nasally. I can't do that nerd like 08, 09 like nasal kind of thing. Beckoned by the other student, the president leaves. I stop thinking during the sudden turn of events. The other boy, wrench and screwdriver in hand, turns as if he remembered something. You're early today, Tosaka, he awkwardly mutters and leaves. What was that? Was that supposed to be a greeting? The president and the student called Emiya walk off into the distance. That would be Shiro Emiya from Class 2C.
それはいいんだけどさ。
How do I put it? The wrench looked right at home in his hands, but I'm not sure if it's because it makes him look tough or handy. At 7:30 a.m., there's no one in classroom 2A. I take a seat at my desk and flip through my math workbook. There's still 30 minutes until morning homeroom. I've got time to kill until my classmates start arriving. Dun, dun. The classroom is lively as lunch break begins after fourth period. My school has a cafeteria, so only about half of the students stay in the room. It's mostly girls that stay behind. The girls think the cafeteria is a bit too liberal with the seasoning, so I mean, I'm good with I'm good with good seasoning.
遠坂さん、よかったらお昼ご飯一緒に食べませんか？
We girls tend to enjoy our lunches as a group.
ありがとう、三枝さん。けどごめんなさい。私今日は学食なんです。今朝は寝過ごしてしまってお弁当を作る余裕がなかったものですから。
No, you didn't. Aww.
そうなんですか。ごめんなさい。そうとも知らず呼び止めてしまって。私余計なことしましたね。
Okay. Segusa looks guiltily at her feet. Among the refined and well-behaved students of Class A, she's the most demure. For some reason, she's really nice to me.
余計なことだなんてそんなことはありません。今日はたまたまだから気にしないで。また明日これに懲りず声をかけてください。
I let her down as gently as I can and offer a genuine smile.
はい。でも遠坂さんでも寝過ごすことがあるんですね。
Perhaps my smile made her feel better. Segusa turns back to her table looking relieved. She's adorable. Yukika Segusa, fuck me, isn't drop dead gorgeous, but her smile always puts everyone around her at ease.
そうなんです。なんとかごまかしてますけど、本当は寝ぼすけなんですよ、私。部活だって朝起きられないから入ってないんです。
Segusa somehow maintains an elegant air even when startled. Watching her reactions is always so calming, but that doesn't mean I have time to just stand here and talk. If I keep up a conversation with someone so disarming, the real me is bound to show herself.
それじゃ
Yeah.
あ食堂に行ってきます。三枝さんもごゆっくり。はい、遠坂さんも。
Why the Sama honorific? Sega-san exchanged some graceful greetings, and she returns to her friends. Why the Sama honorific? That's kind of... That's okay. I see that she's eating with Kaede, Makidera, and Kane Himuro. Alright, wasn't Sega-san the track and field club manager? Makidera and Himuro are the track and field club's rising stars. Makidera is a bad influence with whom I go window shopping on days off, but I don't know Himuro too well.
売られたね、ユキッチ。だから言ったでしょ。遠坂は弁当持ってこないって。釣りたかったらあいつの分も飯用意しないとね。マキ、それは私たちも食堂に移動すればいいだけの話では。
Oh my god.
ダメダメ。食堂は狭いんだから。弁当組が座
With
れ
brown baggers. Why does that sound like a slur?
同席してみなさい。男どもの姿勢がうざいのなんの。
Why did... I'm sorry. What? No, it's too cramped in there to share with space with those brown baggers. It's really I'm sorry. I can't. It's too cramped in there to share space with us brown baggers. It's the brown baggers. Them damn brown baggers are taking their chips. Oh, okay, well, I gotta use the bathroom real quick, so I'll be back in a hot second. All right, enjoy the BGM for a bit. I'll be right back, you bunch of brown baggers. Alright, I'm back. I'm back in brown baggers. Let me save real quick. Okay. Alright. Nah, it's too cramped to share with us brown baggers. Okay, I'm done.
前の休みだってさ、2人で遊びに行ったからあいつだけ得しちゃってさ。やだよね、美人を鼻にかけた優等生は。
Brown baggers. Makidera takes hold of Segasa's desk as she continues to rant about me. Despite her foul mouth, she actually wears a kimono really well, like a picturesque Japanese beauty.
牧野氏、君の陰口は遠坂城に聞こえているようだが。
Meanwhile, Himuro's cool and solid demeanor are a complete foil to that of Makidera.
やべ、遠坂に聞かれた。ゲゲ、めっちゃ睨んでるじゃん、あいつ。
Yeah, absolutely, I would too.
別に遠坂さん、マキちゃんを睨んでなんかないと思うけど。
睨んでんだよ、あれ。あいつは笑ってる
I'm
時が
staring into your
一番怖いん
soul.
だから。なんだよ。
Into your
兄
soul.
さんが口ぐらい。多めに見ろよ。私と遠坂の仲だろ。たい焼きおごってやっただろ。
Kaede Makidera puffs her cheeks out in a pout, waving her disposable chopsticks in the air. Would you believe that her hobby is collecting wind chimes? The world works in strange ways. At any rate, it's rude to Segasa to stare at the three of them. Caught between me and the foul-mouthed Makidera, Segasa looks like she doesn't know what to do with herself.
気にしないでいいのよ、三枝さん。
Segasa, okay.
それと牧寺さん、おごらされたのは私で、品物はたい焼きではなくクレープでした。無意識に事実を改ざんする悪癖、次あたりに直さないと考えますよ。
Ooh, damn.
マジ怖え、あの笑顔。
Makidera holds up her lunchbox lid like some kind of shield. I bid the odd trio farewell, leave the classroom, and slide the door close. Oops.
なんだよ、大差ないじゃんか、たい焼きもクレープも。どっちも甘いの、皮で包んでるんだからさ。
I don't even know what is taiyaki? I'm curious. What is taiyaki? I kind of want to know now. Oh, those! Okay, so they're basically like... Okay, there's like the fish-looking thing with like bean paste. Usually like a bean paste filling. Okay, yeah, like the things that look like fish. Like you know what you know what I'm talking about. They look like fish, and they're usually filled with like a custard or a red bean or a bean paste. I don't know why. I like red bean paste. It's actually pretty tasty. A friend of mine had me try it like a year ago for the first time. I tried it, and it was really good. It was like a sweet red bean paste. Because like in anime, like you see like custards and bean paste. But it's like what I always thought is like what makes bean paste like really good? Is that like just like a cultural thing? Is that like something you have to grow up with in order to really enjoy? And then my friend who is like half Japanese showed me, like had me taste sweet bean paste, and it was actually really good. Like, okay, I definitely see why it's good. It took me a little bit to like kind of warm up to it because like the first couple times like like it's kind of like bland. It's hard to describe the taste of bean paste. Like it's something you have to experience. Makidera utters something blasphemous for a girl. Oh, the wrapped in carbs thing? Oh.
たい焼きとクレープが同じですって？
Yeah, they're really not, though. Is she even human? Are all the desserts the same to her? If I'd known that her taste buds can't distinguish Fleur's 500 yen very, very berry from an 80 yen taiyaki at Edomaya. Damn you, Kaede Makidera. I could have saved 420 yen. No.
何本気で悔しがってるんだ私。
I must still be tired from last night. The cafeteria sounds like a pain, so I'll just buy some bread from the counter and eat on the roof. I purchase my lunch and head to the unoccupied roof. Though it's different in the summertime, during the winter, the roof is a convenient place to eat that other students tend to avoid. It's too cold to hang out here during lunch, but that's a small price to pay for privacy. I feel that.
とりあえずご飯ご飯と。
I indulge in the tomato sandwich and hot lemon drink I brought from the cafeteria. It's a simple lunch, made all the more delicious by the fact that I can enjoy it up here in peace. A hot lemon drink, like, ooh, lemon tea sounds really good right now. Just, or green tea, just tea in general. Actually, I kind of want tea now. Even though I drink coffee, I do like tea. I finish the sandwich and sip on the warm, lemony drink. I am a little tired. It's hard to balance being an overachiever with avoiding human contact as much as possible. I agree with the human contact part. I'm nowhere near an overachiever at all. As the saying goes, one should be accomplished at both the pen and the sword. It's a point of pride, no, conviction, that I be the top student of the school. I decided that if I was going to be a student, then I would be the very best. I don't want people looking down on the Tosaka name. That's how Rin Tosaka came to be a perfect, flawless student. On the other hand, my occupation as a mage is dangerous, so I shouldn't associate too much with normal people. Nah, I don't associate with the fucking normies. When a mage is discovered by the public, she has no choice but to eliminate witnesses to protect herself. God damn! You're fucking John Wicking people? I'd rather not resort to that. That's why I keep my social interactions purely superficial out of necessity. I only hang out with Makidera on my days off, and I turn down invitations for more sociable people like Saigusa. It's difficult walking the tightrope of being the #1 student at school while making sure I don't become anybody else's #1. And sure, there are times when it tires me out and I feel like life is a real drag.
もう時間か。
I finish the hot lemon drink and stand up. That's enough sentimentality for today. Time to go back downstairs and become Rin Tosaka again. Hey, Warhaven, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for dropping by. I always appreciate you having. Always appreciate you here. I feel that. Today I'm just reading a visual novel, the Fate Stay Night, because the remastered version came out today. So I figured, why not? I'll play it. I haven't played the visual novel in like what, 13 years, so I definitely don't remember it. Even though I've watched the anime a bunch, I don't remember like the differences between the anime and the visual novel. Oh, that's right, because yeah. So if you've never seen the anime, obviously I'm not going to spoil it. The Romance of the Three Kingdoms historical drama. I know, but I've never read the book, but I do know what it is. It's the Chinese Three Kingdoms. I won't be able to read chat a whole lot because I am reading the visual novel. Class 2A's teacher gives his usual spiel and leaves the room. As far as I know, he said it's exactly the same way all year.
遠坂、今日はもうお帰り？
ええ、朝方麻藤君と一見あったし、面倒になる前に帰るわ。
やっぱりそうか。麻藤のやつ、今朝は特に荒れてたからさ。遠坂にてひどく扱われたんだろうなって思ってた。
Yeah, fuck Shinji. He's a piece of shit. That fucking he's a fucking bastard, man.
そう。
Seething hatred for that dude.
別に麻藤が下級生をいびるのはいつものことだし、あれはあれでいい精神鍛錬になるよ。
そう、よかった。じゃあこの埋め合わせはまた今度。
I know the war got like pretty huge. Because it was 3 different kingdoms. One I think was like was more like a rebel kingdom that the one kingdom was trying to vassalize. I don't remember exactly. Yeah.
はいはい。これに懲りずまた寄っていってちょうだい。
All right. I make my way home without taking any detours. My time as Rin Tosaka, the honor student, ends once I leave school. I think it was like 80 to 100 years, I believe. The next half of the day is reserved for the other me. I have to become a mage of the Tosaka. I think it was like, what, 80 to 100 years, if not a little bit more than that? Like, more or less? Oh, Jesus Christ. Gee, that's a long fucking war, man. When I arrive back at the house, I'm greeted with a pulsing light of my answering machine.
留守電なんて珍しいな。相手はやっぱりあんたか、キレ。
I have a feeling I know what he's going to say, but I'd better listen or I won't hear the end of it later. I press the play button and hear a familiar male voice.
私だ。分かっていると思うが、期限は明日までだぞ、リン。あまり悠長に構えられては困る。残る席はあと
2 spots left. Oh, that's right. She has to get summoning.
早々にマスターを揃えねばならん。
To have a clean Holy Grail war. The priest cuts straight to the point.
マスターの権利を放棄するというのなら、今日中に連絡しろ。予備の魔術師を派遣するにも時間がかかる。
Liar, I bet you could find a backup right away.
お前にはすでに0時の兆しが現れているのだ。さっさとサーバントを
Yeah, that sounds about right. Fucking Mongolians, man.
もっとも、
Okay.
聖杯戦争に参加しないというのならば
Feel for your
話は
life.
別だ。命が欲しいのなら早々に教会に駆け込むがいい。
Nah, Rin Tosaka ain't no bitch. Daddy and mama, daddy ain't raised no bitch. My mama ain't raised no bitch. The voicemail ends. It was a clear message in simple language. If you're going to fight, then be ready by today. If you aren't, then retire because you're in the way. Yeah, that's about right.
言われなくても分かってるわよ。
Then get to summoning, bitch. It's only to be expected, I guess. Today's the last day I can drag this out. Thankfully, I managed to decipher his father's notes yesterday. My battle preparations are in order. All that's left is to seize the right to participate, as he said. The
聖
Holy
杯
Grail.
戦争。たった一つきりの聖杯を奪い合う殺し合い。何百年も前から伝わってきた聖杯の儀式か。
The mages who take part in the Holy Grail War are called Masters. It doesn't denote a rank of any kind, it merely describes their role. There's a condition to participate in the Holy Grail War. You must summon a familiar called a servant and form a contract with them. Regardless of your skills as a mage, you are not recognized as a master unless you command a servant. Ready for their get back at the way in Child Claims Perpetuating the War. Yeah, that's about right. There's a clear difference between servants and normal familiars. The way you summon and use them are different. Mages who plan to fight in the Holy Grail War prepare summoning catalysts, but
ほんと、父さんもセイバーにゆかりのものを残してくれればよかったのに。
I don't own any relics with a connection to a servant. I can summon one, yes. In fact, I could do it right now if I wanted to, as well as a form of contract. The town's ley lines are under the jurisdiction of the Tosaka. I am the heir to a clan that's administered the land for generations, so my performance will not take a back seat to some visiting mage. Although, while that it is true, it'd be awfully incompetent of me to embark on a figurative voyage without a compass.
サーバントはシンボルによって引き寄せられる。強力なサーバントを呼び出したいのなら、そのサーバントにゆかりのあるものが必要不可欠なのだ。
In other words, I need some outrageously valuable item like a sword, or a piece of armor that servant owned, or maybe a bone or heraldry related to them.
父さんの遺言に期待してたんだけどな。これはこれでものすごい切り札なんだけど。
The pendant I discovered in the basement last night is an ancient artifact of the highest quality. It's amazing all on its own. Still, it won't help me summon a servant.
いいわよ。そんなものに頼らなくたってなんとかなるわ。そもそも私以外にセーバーを扱えるマスターなんているはずないし。
Alright, I've made up my mind. I'd rather not get another earful and waiting until the last minute doesn't sit right with me. Now, the real challenge begins. Tonight, I'm going to summon a servant while I'm in peak condition and acquire Saber by force. Alright, we're getting into the good shit, boys. We're actually getting fucking started. Late night. The clock reads almost 2 a.m. This is the period where everything lines up. My condition peaks at 2 a.m. sharp. In terms of limits, this will be my first and last chance, so I can't afford the slightest mistake. Withdrawal.
消去の中に大挙、大挙の陣を4つ刻んで召喚の陣で囲んだ。
Yeah. Fuck them Mongols. I inscribe magic circles into the floor of the basement. Actually, it doesn't take a major evocation to call forth a servant. Servants are invited by the Holy Grail. Masters anchor them to the world that supply the magical energy to materialize them, but the servants are the one who choose to respond to the summons.
ソニ、銀と鉄、礎に石と契約の太鼓。ソニは我が大使シュバインヨーグ。
Schweinorg. Schweinorg! Schweinorg! Scheiße! Nein! Helita!
降り立つ風には壁を。四方
Schweinhund!
の都市王冠よりに出、王国に至る三猿は循環せよ。
German is such a funny language. Still, I need to keep cautious and focus. Magic circles are normally drawn with blood, but tonight I draw mine with melted jewels. I'm using up half of the jewels I've accumulated over my lifetime, so I'll never financially recover from this if it fails.
満たせ、満たせ、満たせ、満たせ。繰り返し都度に5度。ただ、満たされる時を破却する。
On a half moon, almost a full moon, it's almost 2 a.m. I finish drawing the summoning circle, pass down through the Tosaka line, and face it with all my being.
アンフォン、
German! More German! I flick a formless switch within myself. With a click, I feel my insides turn over to something else. My normal nerves invert and become circuits for conducting magical energy. What class of servant? Probably, I don't know. I would say probably a rider, because being able to like have like either like a chariot or maybe like a griffin, kind of like Stoffel did in Apocrypha, which is being able to like have a monster just to ride with. That'd be amazing. Yeah, it's definitely also fair. Oh, so you'd want to be an assassin. Rin Tosaka is no longer human. She's just a component in the execution of mystics. I melt from my fingers. No, I'm filled up from my fingers. The mana I'm taking in is so dense it overwrites my bodily sensations. That's why I'm being destroyed at the same time I'm being filled. Running through my body is the power, mana, from the atmosphere. I convert it into a different type of energy through my body's circuits. A mage's body is nothing but circuits. Circuits to connect the ethereal to the material. The mystical outcome we produce is what we call magecraft. My body grows hot. It seems like horns are growing from my forehead. It seems like wings are sprouting from my back. It seems like scales are covering my hands. Hell yeah. It feels like there's water pooling around my ankles. Sweat drips. Stab. Stab. Swords pierce my body. These are the stigmata that reject my body, which becomes a circuit. No matter how gifted a mage is, we are only human. You'd want Gaia, I got you. In a human body, the pain is something we must live with whenever we use magecraft. The cyclone doesn't let up. Beyond the agony, deep within the trance, lies the mental state necessary for connection. Pain wriggles in my left arm. To aid the caster, my magic crest autonomously begins an incantation, invading my nervous system. The mana in the atmosphere I've taken in turns to blood. It's like molten lead. While my activated magic crest resembles thorny nerves. With a crunch sensation, it creeps throughout my body like a thorny centipede. The fucking similes in this thing is pretty wild. Let me take a sip. How many similes would you like in your singular, moment to moment? Yes. Within the hurt, I forget myself. At the same time, I can feel it taking a hold of me, like I've reached where I need to go. My hypersensitive hearing picks up the ticking clock in the parlor. 10 seconds left until 2 a.m. The power filling my body is unquestionably complete. Time to begin. I convert the mana I've collected into magical energy for fixation. All that's left is to feed all that energy into the engine, the summoning circle, until it runs my body dry. Interesting. Maybe. Ooh. My vision goes dark. What lies before me now is the fifth factor, said to be imperceptible to the naked eye. My vision shuts off on its own, fearing what it might see. Three great words of That went off without a hitch. It feels so perfect. It's like I'm reeling in a whale with a fishing rod. Flawless. I'm positive I just drew the strongest card. I can't wait for my vision to return. I'll take a few more seconds, but when it does, I'm sure the strongest servant will be nowhere in sight. Nothing's there. The room doesn't look any different at all. I spun that much ether into this ritual only for absolutely nothing to materialize. Conclusion from what my presence would cause an ex-phantasm holder would be. Yeah. So would you be basically like the Angry Mango? Basically. Like you'd be like the most dangerous servant but be absolutely weak, which is what everyone refers to as him as the Angry Mango. On top of that, I think I just heard something explode in my parlor. I bolt. My head's empty at this point. I just run. I race up the stairs from the basement. The door to the parlor is askew off its hinges. There isn't any point in turning the doorknob, and since it won't open whether I push or pull, I kick it down and burst into the room. And the moment I enter the parlor, everything becomes clear. Look it up, like Angry Mango, like fake Grand Order. Well, okay, let me make sure, because I cannot remember. All I remember. Yeah, he's an Avenger. He's an Avenger type. That's why. Yeah, it's like he's the He's the Avenger. He's done for. He's known as like the Angry Mango. Shit. Everything is in tatters. Rubble is strewn across everything as if something has fallen through the ceiling. On top of it all sits a man cocking his head arrogantly. He must be some kind of criminal. But something graver draws my attention. The grandfather clock, having escaped destruction, tells the time precisely. Now I remember. Right, of course the clocks were an hour ahead today, weren't they? Which means it's 1 a.m. Still a full hour left until I'm in peak spellcasting form.
またやっちゃった
Yep. Nice. Good job, Bryn. I can complete tasks as well as anybody else, but suffer from the curse of my genetics. When it really counts, I somehow managed to bungle things on an unbelievable level.
やっちゃったことは仕方ない反省
I can't believe my own stupidity. Still irritated, I direct my glare at the man lounging haughtily on the rubble.
それであんた何
開口一番それか。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
The man in red mantle shakes his head in a show of exasperation. To add insult to injury, he mutters something about drawing the short straw. Now I'm dead certain. This guy has a messed up personality. And this is a servant? I thought familiars were shapeless beings, but this is just a man. No, not just a man. Even from here, I can tell that it's brimming with a shocking amount of magical energy. Don't be fooled by its appearance. I'm staring at something that is undoubtedly more than human. It's a human-shaped ghost that's on the level of an elemental. Umonga from Overlord. Okay, makes sense. This is no time to be dumbstruck. That thing belongs to me. Damn, man. My head in the game.
確認するけどあなたは私のサーバントで間違いない？
それはこちらが聞きたいな。君こそ私のマスターなのか？ここまで乱暴な召喚は初めてだね。正直状況がつかめない。
私だって初めてよ。そういう質問は却下するわ。
そうか。だが私が召喚された時に君は目の前にいなかった。これはどういうことなのか説明してくれ。
本気？ひな鳥じゃあるまいし、目を開けた時にしか主を決められないなんて冗談はやめてよね。
Alright. The unidentified servant frowns and a grunt escapes his lips. Maybe he didn't like the way I said it, though he has a mixed reaction, as if still impressed by the logic in my own words.
まあいいわ。私が聞いているのはね、あなたが他の誰でもないこの私のサーバントかってことだけよ。それをはっきりさせない以上、他の質問に答える義務はないわ。
召喚に失敗しておいてそれか。この場合他に色々と言うべきことがあると思うのだな。
そんなのないわよ。主従関係は一番初めにはっきりさせておくべきものだもの。
The servant's eyebrow twitches. He isn't even bothering to hide his dissatisfaction with me. I wonder if it's because of the half-baked summoning, probably.
主従関係ははっきりさせておくか。やることは失点だらけだが、口だけは達者らしい。
God, he looks so cool.
なあ、確かにその意見には賛成だ。どちらが強者で、どちらが弱者なのか、明確にしておかなければ、お互いやりづらかろう。
The servant eyes me meaningfully, still relaxing on the rubble of my living room.
どちらが弱者かですって？
ああ、私もサーバントだ。呼ばれたからには主従関係を認めるさ。どちらがより優れたものか、共に戦うにふさわしい相手かを測るのは別になる。さて、
Minimal resistance from Gaia
そ
or
の件でいくと、
counterforce.
君は
Summoning servants for
私の
battle.
マスターにふ
Yeah.
さわしい魔術師なのかな、お嬢さん。
The servant smirks. First, he destroys my house and acts like he's king of the castle, and now he has the nerve to ask whether I'm worthy?
あなたの意見なんて聞いてないわ。私が聞いているのは、あなたが私のサーバントかどうかってことだけよ。
I repeat myself, stealing my gaze. I'm not going to back down from this condescending jerk.
おう、なるほどなるほど。そんな当たり前のことは答えるまでもないと。実に勇ましい。いや、
I
着替えだけなら
have no
立
fucking
派な
clue.
マスターだが。
I don't know, man. I might be a mage user or magecraft user. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not trying to like die for some dumb shit, man, because like there's never really been a successful Holy Grail war that did not like almost destroy the world and everyone in it. Or like, you know, cause some kind of cataclysmic, like near apocalyptic effect. So, yeah.
だから順番を間違えるなっていうの。一番初めに確認するのは召喚者の務めよ。さあ答えなさい。
Through pure
あ
joy.
なたは私のサーバントなのね。
Through a clockwork tower, through pure jawline. I love it. Thank you. I step forward aggressively, ready to pounce depending on his answer.
強情なお嬢さんだ。これでは話が進まんな。仕方あるまい。仮に私が君のサーバントだとしよう。で、その場合、君が私のマスターなのか？
当たり前じゃない。あなたが私に呼ばれたサーバントなら、あなたのマスターは私以外に誰がいるっていうのよ。
I glare at this rude man, giving my seething head a moment to cool down.
おう、そうか。まあ仮の話なんだが、とりあえずそうだとしよう。それで、君が私のマスターである証はどこにある？
The servant blithely asks, smirking all the while. He's clearly trying to goad me with these questions into losing my temper.
ここよ。あなたのマスターである証ってこれでしょ。
Command seals, baby. I show him the command spells on my right hand. Don't think I was born yesterday. Father's told me enough that I know what command spells are at least.
納得いった。これでもまだ文句を言うの？
Over the British monarchy through pure abs. Hell yeah. I thrust the symbols at him in challenge, but the lounging servant rolls his eyes.
まあったな。本気で言ってるのか、お嬢さん。
His face darkens, looking even more disgruntled.
本気かってなんでよ。
その考えがだ。霊樹があればマスターなのか？霊樹などサーバントを利する道具に過ぎないだろう。まったく、そんな形だけのものでマスターブルとはな。私が見たかったのは、君が忠誠を振るうにふさわしい人物かどう
That
か
was
だ
your
ったのだ
highest
な。
stat. I don't mean to brag, but probably intelligence and probably strategic thinking. Because I do like strategy, and I'm pretty good at strategy. That makes sense, but normally you think of command spells if someone asks for proof you're a master, right?
何よ。それじゃあ私はマスター失格？
そう願いたいが、そうはいくまい。霊樹がある以上、私の召喚者は君のようだ。信じがたいが、君は本当に私のマスターらしいな。
He shrugs in mock exhaustion. Yep. Uh-oh. I've reached my boiling point, and I'm not going to cool down in time.
まったくもって不満だが、認めよう。とりあえず、君は私のマスターだ。だが、私にも条件がある。私は今後、君の言い分には従わない。戦闘方針は私が決めるし、君はそれに従って行動する。これが最大の譲歩だ。それで構わないな、お嬢さん。
The fuck? Sorry, father. I'm at my limit.
そう。不満だけど認めるくせに、私の意見には取り合わないってどういうことかしら。あなたは私のサーバントなんでしょ？
I ask in a trembling voice. After our spat over the command spells, this is my last desperate attempt at dialogue. And yet...
ああ、形の上だけはな。故に、形式上は君に従ってやる。だが、戦うのは私自身だ。君はこの家の地下にでも隠れて、聖杯戦争が終わるまでじっとしていればいい。それなら、未熟な君でも命だけは助ける。
Damn, bro. This is a fucking roast right now. Just fucking laying into her. He's looking down at me, declaring that he expects nothing from me. Yeah.
怒ったのか？いや、もちろん君の立場は尊重するよ。私はマスターを勝利させるために呼ばれたものだからな。私の勝利は君のものだし、戦いで得たものは全て君にくれてやる。 それなら文句はなかろ
That's not the point.
う。どうせ君にレイジは使えまい。まあ、後のことは私に任せて。君は自分の身。
あ、玉来た。いいわ、そんなに言うなら使ってやろうじゃない。アンファン。
No more mercy. I've got nothing else left for a jackass like this.
まさか。
そのまさかよ、この礼儀知らず。フィアトラーク、アイノイアナーゲル、アイノイエスゲナツ、アイノイエスフィアブレヒン。
待て、正気かマスター。そんなことでレイジを使うやつが。
うるさい。
Damn, Rin built like that.
いい？あんたは私のサーバント。なら私の言い分には絶対服従ってもんでしょ。
Plus allow me to command Memento Mori, the concept of the truth. Yeah, fair enough. The emblem on my right hand aches. The 3 command spells, they allow a master to issue 3 unbreakable commands to their servants.
考えなすか君は。こんな大雑把なことにレイジを使うなど。
It's too late to whine now. I didn't expect this to happen either. I want to die of self-loathing. I can't believe I just burned one of my precious command spells on a petty squabble. Yeah, you fucking did, you moron. After that, I retreated from the ruins of the parlor and went to my bedroom. Before me stands a servant whom my command spells compelled absolute obedience from. Supposedly, anyway.
なるほど。君の性質は大体理解したぞ、マスター。
Who would call this absolute obedience?
念のため尋ねるが、君はレイジがどれほど重要か理解しているのか、マスター。
知ってるわよ。サーバントを律する3回きりの命令権でしょ。それが何よ。
いいかね。レイジはサーバントを強制的に行動させるものだ。それは行動を止めるだけでなく、行動を強化させるという意味でもある。例えば、私はここから遠くの場所まで瞬間的には移動できない。だが、レイジで行けと命じれば、それが私と君の魔力で届くことならば可能となる。
Ungodly injection of untainted man into the local environment, causing a step back to the age of... Oh, yeah, fuck that. Fuck the age of gods.
サーバント自身でも制御できない肉体の限界さえ突破させる大魔術の結晶が3つのレイジュなのだ。まあ、今では2つに減ってしまったがな。
I mean, Gilgamesh has a few things to say about the age of gods.
知ってるわよ、そんなこと。いいじゃない、まだ2つあるんだし。あなたに命じた規則は無駄じゃないんだし。
確かにこれは私の誤算だった。レイジというものは曖昧な命令には効きが弱くなる。私を守り通せ、この戦いに勝てなどといった広く長く効果が続くものにはレイジの力が弱くなる。効き目は長く逆に
No shit.
次の一撃を死ぬ気で放て、あのグラスだけは壊すなといった単一の命令は絶対で、よほど強力なサーバントでも逆らうのは難しくなる。
Yeah, sounds about right, honestly.
ここまでで
Yeah, don't be stupid with your command spells. His reaction seeing the progress bar on the age guard suddenly go by 7%. He would just laugh about it,
要す
honestly.
るに広く長い命令は意味がないんでしょ。効果も戒めも薄いならサーバントはレイジュに逆らって行動できる。そんな効き目の薄い命令をするなら絶対的な単一の命令をした方がいい。
そうだ。レイジとはもともと自分たちの能力以上の奇跡を起こすためのもの。それを代用の効く命令などで消費する具は許されない。君の先ほどのレイジはまさにそれだ。私が君に従うかは話し合いで解決できたことだし、仮にレイジを使ったところで全ての言動に絶対服従などレイジが100あっても実現できない。
じゃあ私のさっきの0時は無意味ってこと？
I don't really know. I'd have to think about that.
通常ならそうなのだ。
Like, I'm not really sure.
どうも。君の魔術師としての性能は桁が違ったらしい。
I'm not really sure. Honestly, that's really tough to kind of narrow it down to one. I don't really know. Right? Is he shocked or happy? My servant's lips twitch upward even as he sighs.
桁が違ったって、もしかして。ちょっとあなた、自分が今どんな状態なのか正直に話してみなさい。
The implication dawns on me, and I ask him eagerly.
ああ、誤算というのはそれだ。
Oh, true resurrection? Okay.
先ほどの命令では、少しはマスターの意見を尊重しようという程度の心変わりにしかならない。だが、今の私は君の言葉に強い強制を感じている。君の意見に異を唱えると、そうだな、ランクが一つばかり落ちるようだ。つまり、マスターの意向に逆らうと、体が重くなって動きづらい。
Artoria being brought back to life, just like that, that'd be fucking nuts. My servant shrugs in resignation. So he's saying that my command spell wasn't a waste, but an actual benefit. He's still being as sarcastic as ever, so it doesn't seem to have had any effect. Besides, even if he's weakened, I doubt even 10 enemy could resist if he decided to rebel against me.
前言を撤回しよう、マスター。年齢は若いが、君は卓越した魔術師だ。子供と侮り、戦いから遠ざけようとしたのは私の過ちだった。無礼ともども謝ろう。
The servant straightens his posture and gives me a formal bow.
やめてよ。確かにいろいろ言い合ったけど、そんなの喧嘩両成敗っていうか。
That'd be fucked up.
そうか。いや、話のわかるマスターで助かった。
なんか切り返し早いわね、あんた。
何？誤算は誤算だったが、嬉しい誤算というやつだったからな。これほどの才能があるのなら、君を戦いに巻き込むことに異論はない。
Is this his roundabout way of saying I'm a strong master?
じゃあ、レイジュ抜きで私がマスターだって認め
The
るの？
ultimate long con, no!
無論だ。先ほどは召喚されたばかりで馴染んでいなかったが、今では完全に繋がった。
契約？
Now that he mentions it, something does feel weird about my body. It's as if my closed-off nerves are now connected to the outside. Specifically, I can feel a portion of my magical energy flowing into the man before me.
そっか。
Like I'm on a
サーバン
Skyrim
トは
playthrough.
正
Jesus
反に呼ば
Christ.
れるけど、呼ばれたサーバントをこの世に留めるのは。
そう、マスターの力だ。サーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によってこの世にとどまる。魔力提供量は十分だ。経験的に問題はありそうだが、君の能力は飛び抜けている。普通の魔術師ならばサーバントを召喚した瞬間に意識を失っているだろう。先ほどの0時といい、この魔力量といい、マスターとして君は間違いなく一流だ。
今更褒めたって何も出ないけど。
Rin is like the ultimate fucking tsundere. Bowing resurrection for favors or items of note. That's great. I break eye contact out of embarrassment. Well, I didn't see this coming. I know the command spell is making him obey me, but still, this superhuman servant is sincerely acknowledging me as his master.
で、あなた何のサーバント？
I clear my head and return to business.
見てわからないか？ああ、それは結構。
I take it all back. He's definitely making fun of me.
わかったわ。これはマスターとしての質問よ。ねえ、あなたセイバーじゃないの？
残念ながら剣は持っていない。
I suspected as much. When all's said and done, I got the time wrong. My summoning circle didn't do its job, and my servant was spat out into some random room. It was far too sloppy of a ritual, to summon the strongest servant, Saber.
ド
That's
ジっ
your
た
arm
わ
back. I'd heal it
あ
back
れ
for a
だけ
plate
宝
of
石を使っておい
curry.
てセイバーじゃないなんて目も当てられない
I mean, that curry, I guarantee that curry's fucking tasty, so yeah, I would do the same thing. Alright, bro, you get your arm back. Just give me a plate of that curry. I really botched it this time. Okay, she said that already.
悪かったな、セイバーでなくて。
ああうんそりゃ通行のミスだから残念だけど悪いのは私なんだから
ああ、どうせアーチャーでは派手さに欠けるだろうよ。いいだろう。後で今の暴言を悔やませてやる。その時になって謝っても聞かないからな。
はい
What a surprise. The unidentified servant seems to be sulking. Maybe my fixation on Saber offended him.
何勘に触ったあーちゃん
His birth parents back. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. That is mean. That is mean.
触った。見ていろ。必ず自分が幸運だったと思い知らせてやる。
Archer retorts with a sidelong glance. He has a really spiteful air about him, but that reaction somehow felt childish and free of malice. If you, all right, cool. I don't know when you'll be back because I am gonna wrap up soon because I've been going for about 2 hours and I'm gonna be like easing back into the swing of things, so I'm not gonna be going for like I think about 2 hours is about my limit. So I'll probably finish up the prologue, and that's when we'll stop. You might be a pretty decent guy.
そうねそれじゃあ必ず私を後悔させてあーちゃん
But enjoy dinner,
そうだか
bro.
ら素直に謝らせてもらうから
ああ、忘れるなよ、マスター。己が召喚したものがどれほどのものか知って感謝するがいい。もっとも、その時になって謝られても、こちらの気は晴れんだろうがな。
Archer huffs even as his lips twist into a grin. Oh yeah, this one's got a rotten personality,
まあい
alright.
いわそれであんたどこの英霊なのよ
Archer doesn't answer. His sardonic expression is replaced by a deepening frown.
あーちゃんマスターである私がサーバントであるあなたに聞いているんだけど
それは、
It's a secret.
は
私がどのようなものだったかは答えられない。なぜ
あのねつまんない理由だったら怒るわよ
それは
There's that face again. Archer opens and closes his mouth as if he's having trouble voicing an uncomfortable truth.
なぜかというと、自分でもわからない。
Wait, what?
はあ何よそれあんた私のことバカにしてるわけ
マスターを侮辱するつもりはない。ただ、これは君の不完全な召喚のツケだぞ。どうも、記憶に混乱が見られる。自分が何者であるかわかるのだが、名前や素性がどうも曖昧だ。まあ、さして重要な欠落ではないから、
Yeah.
気にすることはないのだが。
気にすることはない気にするわよそんなのあんたがどんな英霊か知らなきゃどのくらい強いのかわからないじゃない
なんだ、そんなことは問題ではなかろう。さまつな問題だよ、それは。
さまつってあんたね相棒の強さがわからないんじゃ作戦の立てようがないでしょそんなんで戦っていけるわけないじゃない
I love Rain so much.
私は君が呼び出したサーバントだ。それが最強でないはずがない。
He's so straightforward. The Crimson Knight fixes me with a gaze full of confidence and trust. My brain grinds to a halt. There's no deception in the archer's words. He's sincerely given me more credit than I deserve, even though we've just met. My cheeks are burning. I'm sure I'm blushing bright red right now. Surprise attacks like this tend to be my weakness.
もういいか誰にも正体がわからないってことには変わりはないんだし敵を騙すにはまず味方からって言うし
I turn away from Archer to hide my embarrassment. I'm sure I'll figure out in due time what sort of servant he is anyway. For now, we have other priorities.
わかった。しばらくあなたの正体に関しては不問にしましょう。それじゃあアーチャー、最初の仕事だけど。
早速か。好戦的だな、君は。それで敵は？
Before I can say enemy, I toss a broom and dustpan at him.
下の掃除お願い。あんたが散らかしたんだから責任持ってきれいにしといてね。
A few seconds pass in stunned silence when Archer finally regains his senses. He grips the broom indignantly.
待て。君はサーバントを何だと思っている？
使い魔でしょ？ちょっと生意気で扱いに困るけど。
Oh, that felt good. His face. Archer cuts himself off. I have no intention of letting him off, and if he tries to weasel out of it, I still have a card to play.
意義あり。そのような命令は
いいの？これマスターとしての命令よ。マスターの方針に逆らったら体が重くなるんだっけ？まあ、あなたはその程度じゃどうってことないだろうけど、そのペナルティは今を掃除するまで続くのよ。そんな状態で明日から戦っていくのは危ないんじゃない？
He stands there for several more seconds with broom in hand, grumbling under his breath. And so the archer in the red mantle closes his eyes.
了解した。地獄に落ちろ。
Go to hell, master. And gracefully accepts my order. Now then, it's getting late, so I should rest. I can decide how to deal with him once I wake up. A fateful day draws to a close. No, rather, my fate was shaped by this night. That makes 6, including me. Once the 7th and final master summons their servant, the Holy Grail War of this generation will begin. In the not-so-distant future, the battle I've been waiting 10 long years for is about to commence. (1:31 to 2:1, February 1st). The Holy Grail War. It's a grand ritual that has been repeated for hundreds of years. A fight to the death between 7 participants, of which only one can survive. It's said that a Holy Grail War exists in the land of Fuyuki, and that a number of mages fought over it in the past. Their one and only objective was to retain the relic, called the Holy Grail. However, the Grail's origins are unclear. We're sure it isn't the chalice that held the blood of God, but its power is fearsome enough to be compared to the genuine article. That's right. They say the Holy Grail can grant any wish. Only one person can possess it. The Holy Grail can only grant one wish for one person. Despite that, 7 mages are needed to summon the Grail to this land. 7 collaborators to create one miracle. So, as you might imagine, it was only a matter of time before they started fighting over the Grail. Like so many conflicts, it started as a competition over property rights. The 7 mages equally used the power of the Holy Grail to summon their respective familiars, then do battle over the Grail itself. Only one mage can obtain the Grail. As a result, 7 people who started as colleagues ended up in a ferocious battle to the death. That's the gist of the ritual known as the Holy Grail War, a struggle of ownership between mages. The mages chosen by the Holy Grail War are called Masters, who use the blessing of the Holy Grail to acquire powerful familiars known as servants. 2 things serve as proof that one has become a master: the summoning and command of a servant, and the mark of command spells to compel the servant's servitude. The first one goes without saying. The archer I summoned yesterday, no, a few hours ago to be exact, is Rin Tosaka's servant. As for the second, a master must closely guard the command spells that control one's servants. This is probably the most critical aspect of being a master. When I summoned archers, symbols appeared on my right hand, namely command spells, stigmata bestowed by the Holy Grail upon the summoning of a servant that marks one's new status of a master. A massive amount of magical energy is compressed into these seals, whose power is fleeting rather than long-lasting. They disappeared once they are used, and as their shape suggests, each mark represents a single use. In other words, one only gets 3 shots. A master who has used up all command spells can no longer control a servant, and is as good as dead. Therefore, command spells must be handled with care until the very end, since they are as valuable as one's own life. It pains me to no end that I burned up one right off the bat, but it wasn't a total waste, so I'll chalk it up as a win. And we take them dubs, boys! After all, a servant could turn on its master at any time. If one command spell is what it takes to put a collar on him, then I consider it a fair trade. That's about it for the broader strokes of this business. Once 7 servants have been summoned, the Holy Grail War will begin. Tonight's sleep will be a fitful one. I don't know when the final master will appear, but they could be right around the corner. Alright. I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for the night. We're still in the we're technically still in the prologue, so I don't know, should we? It's been enough time. So we're gonna, yeah, it's a pretty long fucking prologue, Jesus Christ. So we're going to call it there. And so we are going to go ahead over and raid my good friend Chongus Dongus. Raid. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed yourselves tonight. I'll be back. I might do some more tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be playing more of this. I might. I'm actually really enjoying this. But have a good night, guys. Say hi to Chongus Dongus for me. Bye-bye.